If what people do is any reflection of who they are, then Devin Patrick Kelly, who slaughtered 26 churchgoers on Sunday in Texas, surely was a madman. Before the atrocity, he had attempted to sneak weapons onto an Air Force base after making death threats to his superiors, according to a local police report. In 2012, he had escaped from a mental hospital in New Mexico to which he had been sent after assaulting his wife and fracturing his stepson's skull. A video of the church killing reportedly shows Mr. Kelly working his way methodically through the aisles, shooting some parishioners, even children, at point-blank range. I think that mental health is your problem here, President Trump told reporters on Monday. It is true that severe mental illnesses are found more often among mass murderers. About 1 in 5 are likely psychotic or delusional, according to Dr. Michael Stone, a forensic psychiatrist at Columbia University who maintains a database of 350 mass killers going back more than a century. The figure for the general public is closer to 1%. But the rest of these murderers do not have any severe, diagnosable disorder. Though he was abusive to his wife, Omar Mateen, who killed 49 people in an Orlando nightclub, had no apparent serious mental illness. Neither did Stephen Paddock, who mowed down 58 concertgoers from a hotel window in Las Vegas. Ditto for Dylan Roof, the racist who murdered 9 African American churchgoers in South Carolina in 2015, and Christopher Harper Mercer, the angry young man who killed 9 people at a community college in Oregon the same year. Nor does anything in these criminals' history, including domestic violence, like Mr. Kelly's, serve to reliably predict their spectacularly cruel acts. Even if spree killers have committed domestic violence disproportionately more often, and this assertion is in dispute, the vast majority of men who are guilty of that crime never proceed to mass murder. Most mass murderers instead belong to a rogues gallery of the disgruntled and aggrieved, whose anger and intentions wax and wane over time, eventually curdling into violence in the wake of some perceived humiliation. In almost all high-end mass killings, the perpetrator's thinking evolves, said Kevin Cameron, executive director of the Canadian Centre for Threat Assessment and Trauma Response. They have a passing thought. They think about it more, they fantasize, they slowly build a justification. They prepare, and then when the right set of circumstances comes along, it unleashes the rage. This evolution proceeds rationally and logically, at least in the murderer's mind. The unthinkable becomes thinkable, then inevitable. Researchers define mass killings as an event leaving 4 or more dead at the same place and time. These incidents occur at an average of about 1 a day across the United States. Few make national headlines. At least half of the perpetrators die in the act, either by committing suicide. Mr. Kelly is said to have shot himself in the head or being felled by police. Analyzing his database, Dr. Stone has concluded that about 65% of mass killers exhibited no evidence of a severe mental disorder, 22% likely had psychosis, the delusional thinking and hallucinations that characterize schizophrenia, or sometimes accompany mania and severe depression. The remainder likely had depressive or antisocial traits. Among the psychotic, he counts Jared Launer, the Arizona man who shot Representative Gabrielle Giffords, Democrat of Arizona, and 18 others in 2011. By most accounts, including his own, Mr. Launer was becoming increasingly delusional. Adam Lanza, who in 2012 killed 26 people at Sandy Hook Elementary in Newtown, Connecticut, exhibited extreme paranoia in the months leading up to his crime, isolating himself in his room. But what to make of John Robert Newman Jr., who in June shot and killed 5 former co-workers at a warehouse in Orlando before turning the gun on himself? Mr. Newman was not overtly psychotic, as far as anyone knows, and this is far more typical of the men who commit mass killings generally. The majority of the killers were disgruntled workers or jilted lovers who were acting on a deep sense of injustice, and not mentally ill, Dr. Stone said of his research. In a 2016 analysis of 71 lone actor terrorists and 115 mass killers, researchers convened by the Department of Justice found the rate of psychotic disorders to be about what Dr. Stone had discovered, roughly 20%. The overall rate of any psychiatric history among mass killers, including such probable diagnoses as depression, learning disabilities or ADHD, was 48%. About 2/3 of this group had faced long-term stress, like trouble at school or keeping a job, failure in business, or disabling physical injuries from, say, a car accident. Substance abuse was also common. More than 40% had problems with alcohol, marijuana or other drugs. Looking